What is up, guys?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. We are on the way to the taverns, and I believe Marianna. We're with Misty's coworker. We're with our
My coworker and friend.
Becca and her daughter, and yeah, we're gonna go check out the taverns. You know what I'm saying? Check out some caves and shit. Yeah.
Hello, baby.
Did you even see if they have a tour? Any more tours today? Says there's a first come, first serve on the sign.
Yeah. Well, they do them until 4.
Oh.
Look at that bump.
Baby.
Okay, y'all, we are 60 feet below the surface. The deepest we'll be going in our cavern today. With our basement right down here being at 65 feet, being the deepest spot of our cavern. But there's so much water and mud to get on there today. But y'all, our local river, we call it the Chapol River, once flowed through our cavern, eating away all of our limestone, making all of our rooms. But eventually that river path changed, causing all the water to leave right through here, sitting way far in the back where it sits today where we can't see it. And y'all, the rest of the water didn't leave with that river. We're seated into our Florida aquifer, and that is 25 feet below us. In the Florida aquifer is a giant underground water cavern that spans the entire state of Florida, giving all of us our drinking water. But every spring, our cavern floods. Water from the rain will come in from under our doors and seep in through our ceiling and fill up our basement to this ridge line. And on the rare occasion, up to my waist. When this happens, animals from the aquifer can be seen swimming up and sitting on this ridge line, such as our Georgia blind salamander and our blind crawfish. Okay, y'all, welcome to our wedding room, being named for the wedding cake formation down here behind me. And from the fact we host weddings down here. We host around 2 to 3 weddings down here every single year. So I'm going to talk about the 2 kinds of flowstone that you can find in this room and in our cavern. The first kind's right back here. It's just your generic flowstone formation being made by water flowing down the entire side of the cavern wall. As water flows down it, picks up minerals and then places them across the entire wall, building up that formation. Now if you guys look to your left on the wall next to you guys, these right here are called our cave draperies. And this flowstone's made by water flowing down the cavern wall in a line. As the water goes down that line, it picks up minerals and places them building up the formation. A few of their names are bat wings, angel wings, elephant ears, and the most popular name for these formations are cave bacon. Now y'all, up in the ceiling you can see our cavern soda straws, being formed by carbonic acid coming down through our topsoil and eating through our limestone. When it does this, it picks up minerals along the way. And when it gets down here, it puts these minerals in a hollow ring on our ceiling. This ring will get about 12 inches long, then seal up, making our stalactites. They hang tight up to the ceiling. Now as these get bigger, they'll drip their excess minerals on the ground, making our stalagmites. You might end up tripping over one of them. But these will eventually meet somewhere along the way, making our big old columns. And y'all, just to show how old this big guy is right here and how old everything else in our cavern is. It takes 100 years for a single cubic inch to grow in this cavern. See, soda straws up here are hundreds to even 1,200 years old. Okay, y'all, welcome to the fracture room, being named for this formation right up here. And y'all, it forms during a cavern shift. And y'all, a cavern shift occurs when the Florida aquifer's water level below us drops, making our cavern unstable, causing it to move, shift, and settle. But these are very, very slow and gradual. There could be a shift happening right now. We would never know for the next couple hundred years until the next fracture appears. But that does lead me to our first mineral, calcite. Calcite's the white mineral that is lining above our fracture, being made by bones and fossils and giving us all of our calcium. Now behind you guys over here, this brown muddy rock behind y'all right there. This here is called our manganese. And it's how you get all our magnesium. But it's also we say don't drink our cave water because manganese acts as a natural laxative. Now up on the ceiling, you can see our iron deposits coming from clay up in our topsoil, giving it that reddish brown color. But y'all in the CCC, or Civilian Conservation Corps, came down here in 1938. These were the workers that worked in our cave till 1942, making these pathways, mapping out our cavern, and naming all of our rooms. But they did not give this name, the room. They did not name this room the fracture room. The first name they gave this room was the Donald Duck room.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yo, these workers didn't have these flashlights or these LEDs in our ceiling today. They had oil lanterns, and these would not light up much of at all any of our cavern. So they cemented their dinner bowls up in the ceiling and then hung their lanterns up around it, making it a little bit brighter while reflecting light around the room. There are about 62 of these in our cavern today. This.
So looking up the water, where the water is? Whoa, that looks like a bat.
Just a mirror.
We'll be facing total darkness in 3, 2, 1.
Holy.
This is what a natural cavern looks like with all our LEDs on. This is just how much light the CCC would have had walking through here with their oil lanterns. God. Light. But y'all, as the CCC walked through with this much light in their hands, they couldn't see the floor all too well. And this floor was covered with rocks, holes, and stalagmites. So as they're walking, they're tripping, they're falling, they're hitting their heads. But y'all, no one died in this cave. There were about 214 to 300 members that worked down here throughout the 4 years they did, and not a single one died. But us tour guides get bored and we make up cool ghost stories. Y'all, if their life went out like that, their only saving grace would have been a rope tied around their waist, leading them back to the entrance of the cave. Welcome to our waterfall room, being named for the 2 waterfall formations right here and right back here. And y'all, when a good rain gets going, you can see water flowing down like a waterfall, filling up. These cascading rooms don't look below it. But y'all, they're kind of dry right now, not much to look at. We'll be looking up in our ceiling. And this ceiling holds the highest amount of fossils from before it was a vast, shallow sea. So everything you're seeing above you was once the ocean floor. So as y'all look around, feel free to use your flashlight to look for fossils. Just do not go back there. Where that green light is our next room. We'll be over there shortly. And y'all, if you guys want to walk back here, you can. Just do not go down the dragon's den in the corner of the room.
So I have a question. So, they never used anything like dynamite or anything, they just carved?
Yep.
What did they use to carve?
Hand tools, pickaxes, chisels, shovels, hammers, that kind of stuff.
So like the normal stuff.
That's the refurbished railway lantern. That was put in there about 2 to 3 years after the CCC came through here.
What does CCC stand for?
Civilian Conservation.
Is that?
Okay, y'all, welcome to our discovery room. Where in 1937, a man named Oliver Shallow discovered our Florida caverns. You know, he found them right back here doing some land surveying. Right back up there is a piece of sheet metal covering our original entrance. Due to us closing it off due to vandalism issues, like this right here. People would come into our cavern and break our formations to keep them or sell them. Which leads me to the rock in the center of our room. That rock in the middle of the floor is called the Rock of Many Names. And y'all in the CCC came through, they went and see this rock, tripped over it, hit their heads on the stalactite above it, and then called that rock many, many colorful names. But this rock was very, very useful to the CCC, as they would tie their ropes around their waist. So if they were to get lost or their lantern went out, they could easily come right back to this room and know where they're at and get a fresh lantern. Setting at the movies in Arkansas. And you got these sharks that evolved to swim in the ground. You should try to watch. It is one of the movies you sit there and make popcorn and laugh at. Welcome to our cathedral room, being named for the formation found right here. And y'all, the CCC found this formation, it reminded many of a European cathedral, as many of these workers were World War I veterans. But y'all, if you guys look back the way we just came, and look slightly up, you can see a hole in the wall. And this folds back up to the surface, bringing in all this cool air and fresh oxygen. But y'all, this is just one of many natural air vents in our cavern. We have a lot of these, not just our doors that allow air to come in here. But also allow all of our cave critters to come in, like our tricolor bat. And our tricolor bats get no bigger than 3 inches long. That's about this big. And these little guys will eat up to 5,000 flying insects every single night. Their favorite of which being mosquitoes. So we absolutely love to keep them around down here during the spring and summertime. But you also move through this room, make sure to watch your heads. There's some stalactites from the ceiling over here, and watch your steps. There are some puddles entering the next room as well.
Water drips from that, yeah. From up here.
Oh, I thought you were scared.
I went around the other way. Well guys, that wraps up today. Until next time.